Hey everybody, welcome to Your Guide Outside. It's summertime and it's hot, and what better way to cool down than get in the water? So we're going to talk about some canoe trips that we've taken and a kayak trip we've taken and some places that you can go for some float trips and stuff like that. Okay, if you're wanting to go on a canoe trip, just go out to Google and type canoe rental and it will find all of the places in your area you can find canoes. So here's a map of, here's Missouri. Kansas City area is right here. We actually went on a canoe trip or a kayak trip with Kansas City Kayak and Canoes last August, right before the kids went back to school. We got them all together and we went on a trip down the Missouri River. So the trip we took here in Kansas City, you can see that Missouri River is right there, goes right by Kansas City. So the trip actually started down here in the bottom right, at the Riverfront Park. There's a boat ramp right about here. They have you bring your cars there. They'll pick you up there in the morning, and then they will drive you back over here to Parkville. Right about here. There's another boat ramp right here. It's about 15 mile trip down through there. Nice, easy trip. Very scenic, not a whole lot of traffic. We did see some sea-doos and some boats, but they're pretty aware of people canoeing and kayaking down the river. So we didn't have any problems. Probably the most obstacles you'll run into, when we went, they had started repair these bridges right through here in downtown Kansas City. So there were quite a few barges with cranes and equipment on them that you need to make sure you avoid because it'll suck you right underneath them. The water's going underneath it, so if you get caught up in that, it would certainly take you under with it. So make sure you just stay clear of those. But pretty fun trip. There's probably about 9 of us went, I think. And then it's about a 4-hour trip. So we caught down here. They met us again, helped us get our kayaks out, and cars were there, and we went downtown and got something to eat. So here's a few pictures of that trip. You guys just don't hit, you can't plan on trying to push off in front of them because the water goes right under them. Yeah. We'll turn it this way, come behind Cecilia. Anybody have to go? There's an Ori. Paddle faster. Here's bridge construction. What bridge is this, Cecilia? Is this the Buckmeal Bridge? Missy says yes.
I said, I don't know.
Bomb Bridge. Put in destination straight ahead. All right, another great place in Missouri to raft is in the southern western corner of the state. There is the Elk River, which is right down here around Knoll. Here. Here it comes. So we've actually, that's where we started doing our canoe trips, renting canoes and with some friends and stuff. And The Elk River is really a pretty good river just to start out on and have a good time. It's an easy river, not a lot of obstacles on it. And there's tons of places to stay right on the river. So if you wanted to stay and play, we stayed at the River Ranch Resort right here. And it's right on the Vin. Very popular area, has a store there and cabins and showers. We have camped up here at Eagle's Nest, which is a family-friendly park, and we did that actually with some other people probably 2 or 3 years, and we had canoe and kayak this upper part right here. The two things I like about those two places is they take you upriver, and when you come out, you're right at the resort, so it's not like you're on a time crunch to where you have to meet somebody at 5 o'clock at a certain point. You pretty much just mess around and make it as long of the day as you want. We had kids, so we stopped in some of the deep holes and played and did stuff like that. All right, another place that would be a great place to go is the Niagara River, which is right here in the middle of the state, around Lebanon. We have not canoed or kayaked this river. There's quite a few places on it as well to stay. We've had some friends do it. It's a pretty easy river to do. And it's right down here by Bennett Springs State Park, which is a really nice park too. You can kind of see there's some parks on the river. There's some campgrounds along the river up through here. Julie and I went on a 3-day canoe trip in October right here around Eminence. And we were on the river 3 days, and we camped on the river 2. So right here is Jack's Fork and the Current River. You can start to see them right here. This is Jack's Fork, and here's the Current River up here on the top piece. Jack's Fork's this bottom one. I think the Current River is has probably a little more water in it than Jack's Fork, but we went on Jack's Fork when the kids were little, and it was a little low. It was pretty packed too, but it was still fun. We stayed at Alley Springs Campground, which is right here by the canoe access, and went up to Alley Springs Mill, which is a pretty cool little place, one day, and then canoed another day. So if you canoe this and put in on Jack's Fork, Alley Springs comes in right here. And Alley Springs, Jack's Fork's water is going to be pretty warm. And right here, Alley Springs is just coming right out of the spring, and it is really cold. So that's a pretty cool pullover right there. And get the kids to play in the cold water, then jump in the warm water. They'll like it. There's quite a few places on Jack's Fork where a lot of people stop and swim. There's some places with some cliffs they can jump off of, which we did. And then I think it was probably just about a 4-hour trip, and they picked us up somewhere down here right before Eminence. I'm not real sure. That was quite a few years ago we did that. The new trip we're going to show you today is the one on the Current River, and Julie and I went down the night before. So when we started our canoe trip, we just drove over here to Two Rivers Canoe Rental, which is right where Jack's Fork and the Current come together. So they're right here. There's a campground beside them. See it kind of flickering on and off. So there's a campground right beside Two Rivers Canoe Rental. So there's a place here you can park your car, and they'll pick you up in the morning. And then they took us to the top. Here's Two Rivers website, and they've got distances and places you can make it a 1-day trip or 2. We made it into 3. You can make it into how many ever you want. You could stay there a whole week. The portion that we did, you can do in 3 days. So here is the map. Part of the reason I wanted to do it was it's part of the Ozark National Scenic Riverway, and right down here at the bottom there's 2 rivers. The canoe rental's right there. You can see on the current this is all public ground up through here. You can camp anywhere on the side of the river that you can find a spot to do it. This is a pretty prominent horse trail riding area, so there's places along here that they actually have picnic tables and spots where the people stop with their horses and stuff. So we went up to Cedar Grove, and that's where we put in. And there's a lot of things to see on the current river. We stopped at the Welch Hospital, and there's still the old building foundation there. Pretty cool. The spring comes right out of it. And I'll show you some pictures and some videos in a little bit. And I took a picture of the history board that's there, and you can pause it and read it if you're interested. So we had lunch there, and then we floated on down, and I think we probably camped right in here somewhere for the night. We found a spot up on the bank where a little campground for the trail riders were, and so we camped there. And then I think the next day there was this cave springs. It was pretty cool, and you'll see that. You can actually canoe right back into it, where the spring comes right out of the ground. And then we went on around. We put in right here and walked up to the pull-tight cabin in the spring. It's just another historical site. See it in the video. And then we came on down that day, and we actually camped at Round Springs campground. We didn't get up to the cave because I think you'd have to drive on it. There's a little spring that comes right in the river, and we actually canoed up it just a little bit and put in, and then got a campsite. They got some really nice showers, lots of pressure, and warm water. They were well worth $10 to camp there. So then we came on down, and then we actually made really good time, and we were just kind of cruising along here. I think we stopped right around in here in Bees Bluff. Maybe had lunch, or maybe just had on the water. Can't remember now. In a couple of years. And then came right on down and put the canoe in. We just left him down on the beach and walked up and told him we were here and checked out and headed home. So here's a few videos, a few pictures and videos of our trip down the Current River. Again, we were 3 days on the river, and we camped right about here and then out at Round Springs. Hope you enjoy it. No more paddling.
I want to paddle.
There you go, pretend.
I think those guys went down that side.
Maybe, because they all look.
I'm going to have to help you paddle right here.
No, it's good.
It's going to shoot us into those trees.
Nope, it's gonna be fine.
This is making us go sideways.
Okay, now paddle.
That's when I'm not.
Uh-oh.
You're not doing a good job steering.
How's that?
We're not done yet.
Push off that rod. You're getting like you're fighting snakes there.
I was scared.
Good job. Good job. Right here.
It's the hospital.
Yeah, yeah, there it is.
Wow, this is pretty cool. Someplace closed. It's like a jail.
Well, we got a barge so you don't go in it now.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
This is Welch Springs. We're right out from underneath that rock. And then behind me is Welch Hospital. And then we'd put in right there. So that's the cave that is in the hospital. The hospital is built over. I don't know. Oh, that one? You gonna walk up there? Still in Missouri. State flag. See, sure I do. That's like a. Not sure what that is.
I think that's making a lot of noise right there by that tree. Alright, you ready?
I am. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Here we go.
No paddle. Really?
Yeah. Good work.
All right, day 2, we're headed down the river again.
Oh yeah.
After about, what do we get, 20 hours sleep?
No, I don't think we got 20 hours sleep.
It's about 10:30 though.
I guess we did go to bed like at 7:30.
Yep. That's all right.
And then veer to the left. I feel like we're going to the bank too much.
Oh, well, that's where you want to go.
I want to go right where we're going.
Right here? There's plenty of water now. Lots of horse trails or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where that road we saw went.
Maybe.
Kind of crosses over the other side there.